Hey, Rinwell, tell me about your parents. What were they like?
They were kind. That's the part I like to remember. They could also be strict, though, especially when it came to magic. I never understood why I had to work so hard to learn magic. Why we couldn't just be done with it and live openly like everyone else. Needless to say, that didn't go over well. Of course, if I'd had known that one day I'd be doing this, I would have taken my studies more seriously. What about your parents?
Same deal. Run through the mill. Told constantly that training was the only way to survive in a world like this. It got bad enough that I ended up running away and siding with the Renans of all people. And now, I've got that training to thank for being alive.
I know how that feels.
The first time we met, you risked using your magic to stop me from kicking my dad's ass. You could have done anything else. You could have ignored it. So, why?
Yeah, I guess something about Zephyr reminded me of my own father.
You don't say. So, did your pops and mine look a lot like each other?
Not really. Not at all, in fact. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt a resemblance, I guess.
Wow. Well, I won't pretend I understand, but I'm glad. Your dad must have been a great guy.
He was.
Maybe it's the snow soaking up all the sound, but something about Cislodia always feels mysterious to me. Solemn, almost.
When it comes to solemnity, I'd say our own Octalina Palace is no slouch.
I won't argue with you there. Still, that azure tint of the shadows on the silvery white snow, it has a certain indescribable quality.
Indeed. It was boorish of me to even suggest such a comparison.
All I know is it's freaking cold. Still, more pleasant now that the locals aren't quite as frosty towards us.
Well, excuse me if I'm too frosty for your warm self.
Oh, come on! You know I didn't mean you. Besides, really, I'm the one who...
How about we stop getting hung up on the past for a change? Take what you've learned and put it to use in the future instead.
An unexamined past can be just as dangerous in its own right.
Better that than obsessing over it like a certain someone I know.
Kisara doesn't mince her words, does she?
I could say the same thing about one or two of the other women around here.
Tell me about it.
I think I'll refrain from commenting on this one.
Poodle, I've got some dried fish for you. You want some?
Forget that. Doesn't some tasty red meat sound better, boy?
Hey! Stop trying to coax him away with treats. Get your own adorable sidekick if you're so desperate for one.
He appears to enjoy being the center of attention.
Funny how things change. He and Rinwell used to be joined at the hip, or shoulder to talon.
It's not just Hootle who's become more trusting. Isn't that so, Rinwell?
They do say pets and their owners act alike. I suppose since we've been together, I've done my share of coming out of my own shell too.
Well then, I guess with you and Hootle, that makes us all one big happy family.
Sometimes when I'm deep in thought, Hootle will come over and sit next to me. I only wish I could actually pet him.
Oh, you will someday. You won't believe how soft he is.
Wish I had that problem. I'm lucky if I can so much as look at old Featherbrain without him trying to claw me to ribbons.
Really? He seems tame enough around everyone else. Maybe it's just Hootle's way of establishing dominance?
That's dogs, not owls.
What's going on when Hootle pecks at you?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking to Rinwell, it's like he's trying to muscle me out or something. Unless... Wait, you don't suppose I make him jealous?
Come again?
Ow! Get off of me, you insecure fluffball!
I rather think they make a good comedic pairing.
Man, I'm famished. Hey, Alfred, what do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy!
What a wonderful treasure this is. That was quite the little adventure we went on.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Sure is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things the way you do. It must be exhausting.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, so we'd noticed.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Dahnan uprising in Calaglia, the crown contest's final, sputtering throws.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time, the fact that you happened to be a lord just as this was all going on.
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zeugle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hey, Kisara, what's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything he says.
Has he always been like that?
He didn't seem as on edge all the time back in Menancia, though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business. What if the Lord we met in Vicente was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
I'd like to see someone try to impersonate that on a daily basis.
Come to think of it, what with being a lord and all, he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
It wouldn't surprise me. Having you guys around, having a family in a way, must be what's helped him change.
A little heads up on some of his eccentricities would have been nice.
It's those eccentricities that make him who he is.
I think Hoodle senses something.
My word, this must be the work of Providence.
Prava what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and let's go.
Ow!
Huh? That can't be.
I guess...
Great!
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah!
You dummy!
Whoa!
Ugh. And then she has to come along and...
Hey, you're looking a little red there. You working up a fever or...
You dummy!
What did I do? We finally made it. Everything okay there, big guy? You look kind of pissed.
I'll say. He looks like he wants to bite the head off something.
What's eating at you? Come on, Alphen. You're gonna bring us all down if you keep that ferocious scowl on.
Oh, sorry. Do I really look that ticked off?
Yeah, it kinda makes you hard to talk to. So, what's bothering you?
It's a pebble.
A pebble?
Snuck its way into the back of my boot. I can't seem to get rid of it.
Oh, I totally get you. Weird how much it can get on your nerves, huh?
Yeah, it's barely bigger than a grain of sand. So how come it feels like I'm walking around on hot nails?
You know, maybe this is a crazy solution, but you could just take your boot off and give it a shake.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, of course. You're right. Phew. It's like I've been given a new lease on life. Thanks for the tip, Shion.
Seemed kind of obvious, but you're welcome? That's the trouble with windy places. All that fine debris ends up getting into your hair and clothes.
Alphen, is it just me, or have you become extra sensitive ever since getting your sense of pain back?
Now that you mention it, the other night at camp, there was a fly buzzing around that annoyed him so much, he unsheathed the blazing sword.
So much for sensitive. That's just being a Mr. Cranky Pants.
Nothing new on that front, then.
What's the matter, Alphen? You look a little tense.
It's nothing, really.
He wants to get angry, but knows that doing so would only prove our point. Hence the building frustration showing plainly on his face.
Would you stop analyzing things for 1 minute?
Point taken.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
We've reached our destination.
I hear a voice. Somebody's asking for help.
Hopefully it's nothing that'll be too hard to deal with.
Yes!
Excuse me!
Hey!
Really now?
What?
I see. Agreed.
Very nice.
Dohalim, the line of researchers is getting longer.
Perhaps I should have put more thought into this before accepting.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Air thrust! A chain between heaven and earth!
Yours to be let free! Try harder!
A chain between heaven and earth!
Take this! Eat
A
this!
wailing banshee of lightning!
You're mine! Blew away! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help
Anything in armor is all mine!
I owe you one! Take this! Blew away! Raining Splash! Blew away!
Leave the enemy's arcs to me!
Their arcs were interrupted! No complaints here!
Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final push!
Let's do this together, Alvin.
This one's all mine!
A wailing banshee of lightning!
Double Demon Fang!
Look sharp!
Burn in hell!
A whirling struggle!
Take this!
Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
Raining
Explosion! Cyclone!
Double Demon Fang!
Air
It
thrust!
exploded?
Don't get caught in the blast!
Look sharp! Lightning
Fire
Blade!
Here, let me help.
Double Demon Fang!
Dream!
Now you let loose!
Shining supernova!
Double Demon Fang!
Whoa! Hey, one at a time! Make it work! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Dahnan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Dahnan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries, at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
A 6-armed giant. Is this the Zeugle from the request?
It's not only alive, but completely uninjured.
We'll just have to see for ourselves if it's really as ferocious as they say.
Bad feeling about this.
I owe you one.
I'll take the one for the tip! I'm going to need to use all the power of my
Eternal
shield.
Don't
Don't
Piercing
point!
Double demon fang! It's on! Burn!
Chain between heaven and
Here I
earth.
come!
Here goes a wailing banshee of lightning.
Raining blast! Blow away!
Here goes.
Try harder! Double demon fang!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Double demon fang!
This one's here.
Double demon fang!
Dance in the wind.
Raining blast!
Photon illuminate the
Double
dark.
demon fang!
Holy quiver. Holy lance.
Blow away!
Hurricane.
demon fang!
Photon illuminate the dark. Annihilation. Holy
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
Inferno crossing.
Raining slash!
Going in.
Blow away!
Divine savior.
Raining slash!
Ready and ready!
Lightning strike.
Can't get out of it. It's pinned down.
I owe you one. Raining slash!
Wind after wind. Lightning here.
Double demon fang!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Demon fang!
Getting started. Annihilation. Lightning condemned.
Denied.
Thunder.
Greater field.
Here comes.
All mine!
Switch the healing.
Double demon fang!
Chain between heaven and earth.
Going in.
A wailing banshee of lightning.
Ignite!
By the power of
Hurricane
won't
save you.
Without a trace.
Strike.
Feel.
Lightning strike. Piercing
Blow
roar.
away!
Hurricane
Eternal
strike.
devastation!
Going in.
Blow
Rain
away!
down and pure
Make it rain.
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Take this!
Raging
Blow away!
Whoa! Hey! When
Raining
it's time!
slash!
Hurricane strike! Razor cyclone!
Blow
I
away!
never miss!
Here it comes. Focus.
On your toes, everyone!
Pieces.
Attack time!
This one's all mine!
Going in! Holy land!
Double demon fang! Try harder!
A wailing banshee of lightning!
Hurricane
Hurricane help!
Double demon fang!
Nothing gets by me.
Shining!
Double demon fang! Double demon fang!
Chain between heaven and earth. A wailing banshee of lightning!
Guardian
Here I come! Burn in hell!
All right,
Let me at him.
can't get out of this.
Moon of corruption! Dance in the wind!
Blow away!
Gemini Opera!
Raining slash! Eternal devastation!
Reload! Crescent Cone! Lightning Inferno!
what I can do!
Water, hear my call!
Good! Let the Martian handle this!
Double demon fang!
Can't be
You picked the wrong fight! I'm not done!
This one is almost in the bag!
We're not done yet. Just falling back.
Then it's time for you to do what you do best!
Now we're try harder!
I'm all sucked up!
Not a chance! Here I come!
Look sharp!
Rain flash! Double demon fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my
That move now, you're getting serious?
Here comes the big one!
How about this? Holy Land!
How do you like being pounded into shape?
Away we go! It's over! We annihilate! Illuminate the power of light! Finish without a trace! Lightning orb! Lightning condemned! Burn into flame! Illuminate the dark! Transform! Holy quiver! Holy land!
Where are you going?
Air thrust!
Try harder! This one's all mine! Burn!
I'm only getting radiant! Here! Go get him! Let me show you what my art can
Armor
do!
won't save you!
Shine!
Blew
Can't
away!
be swallowed!
Raining flash!
Resurrection! Between heaven and
Blow away!
earth! Now!
Ripper!
Astral energy!
Say no more. Well, we beat it in the end.
Let us harvest what we can use and take it with us.
Built for the sake of it and then cast aside. How sad.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Dahnans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Dahnans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Dahnans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Yes.
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Maybe there's someone around here who needs our help.